we're going to be creating a title block. Professionals such as engineers and architects, they use title blocks before they draw anything, because title blocks are the legal documents that goes with the architectural and engineering services. And this is a typical A-size NCA title block. You're looking at it, okay? It measures 11 inches long and 8.5 inches high. It's a letter size, NCA, and B size is twice as high, and C size is twice as long, and so on. It goes all the way to the F size, okay? One of the things you should do after you start AutoCAD, you should set your units to engineering, and I'm typing for that purposes, and units, enter. And to demonstrate that this is the engineering already selected, do not change the precision. It's 0.000 inches. Everything set to inches, limits, and OK it. Second, limits are important. Okay, you type limits, and if it's a command that tells the computer that within the limits, what limits you're working. So it's a rectangle, and computer will prompt you for the lower left-hand corner coordinates, which is 0, 0, enter, and upper right-hand corner, which is going to be 11,8.5, enter. So you set your limits to. So we're going to be creating title block around here, okay? Another important thing is object synapse. Object synapse are ability of your cursor to find the end of the lines, or midpoint of the lines, or center of the circles. And let me show you the effect of it. When you click on the line command, it instantly, when you cursor comes close to the corner, it draws a green square, okay? And that means it sees the corner, and accurately, mathematically, perfectly, when you click on it, it picks that corner, okay? This is your object snap feature. And if you move your cursor object snap icon at the lower screen and right mouse button, go to object snap settings, select all of the object snaps, which will gives your cursor ability to find endpoints in mathematical accuracy, midpoints of the lines, center of the lines, intersection of the lines, and so on. Okay it, and make sure this is green or blue all the time, okay? All right, so let's go to rectangle command, and I can click on the line command and create the rectangle by creating 4 lines, but it's much smarter to create a rectangle by picking 2 points. Okay, so move your cursor over the rectangle icon under the ribbon, under the draw group of ribbon items, and computer is going to prompt you for the first point. So pick the lower left-hand corner at the 0, 0 point, which is, you need to type 0, 0, okay, and enter. So computer automatically picks the lower left-hand corner. Now it's prompting you for upper right-hand corner. For that, you should type 11,8.5, because x coordinate is 11 inches and y coordinate is 8.5 inches. Enter. Now we have the basic rectangle, and this is also limits. Actual rectangle, the second rectangle would be ½ inch into the first rectangle, and this time I'm going to use an interesting command called offset command right over here. I can type it by the name, but it's much easier and smarter and faster to click on the icon, offset icon, click on it, and first thing it's going to ask me the offset distance, and which is 0.5, 0.5 or 0.5, so I type 0.5, enter. This is the offset distance. Second is prompting me for selecting the line to offset. I pick the rectangle, and I move your cursor inside the rectangle and click again, and it instantly generates a second rectangle and 0.5 inches off of the edges of the first rectangle. Okay, now that I'm done, I don't need the offset command again. I'm hitting the escape command. Okay, so now I have 2 rectangles in each other, and mathematically correct, perfectly farther apart from each other, 0.5 inches off each other. All right, so now I need to draw the third rectangle, which is going to be 5 inches by 2 inches, okay, at the lower right hand corner. For that, I'm going to move my cursor over rectangle command, move my cursor over the lower right hand corner of the rectangle. When I see the green, click on it, okay? Now, computer is asking me this opposite corner of the rectangle. At this point, I have to type at. At means here is measure everything I'm going to type now from the first point I pick. So I want to go 5 inches to the left, means minus 5, okay, and comma 2 inches. Okay, this is exactly the size that I just wanted to create it, okay? And now looking at the title block, inside the title block, 0.375 inches off, this line is so many inches. How much? It is 3.5 inches. So this is 3.5 inches off, or 1.5 from that side. So in order to be able to offset lines from a rectangle, I have to break it down to the 4 lines. Okay, this is a one single rectangle, and it will be more useful to me if it is made from 4 lines. So I'm going to use the explode command under the modify ribbon group of commands. Click on explode, move our cursor over the rectangle, click on it, enter. Now one rectangle is broken into 4 separate lines. Now that means I can offset those lines. So I can use the offset command, all right? And computer is going to ask me distance of offset, and this is 3.5 inches, okay? And select the line and pick a point on the left, click, and there you go. I need to offset another line, 0.375 inches, okay? So offset again. And offset, this is going to be 0.375, okay, enter. And I'm going to move, click here, and pick a point underneath, okay, enter. So that completes the command. Of course, I don't need this line, so I need to trim it. Use the trim command. And trim is right over here under the modify group of commands in the ribbon. Select trim command. In the trim, computer asks you what object trims cuts off. So this is the cutting line. So select that. Enter the right mouse button to complete that selection. Now it's asking you what line to cut off, and you pick the line that you don't want. Click on it, and enter key. Job is done very nicely. Also, you need another line, 0.5 inches offset. Now, 0.5 inches off from the bottom. How much is it offset from the top? Okay. We're going to have to do some mathematics here. This is 2 inches, so 1.5 inch from here. And we're going to offset this line 1.5 inches. And let's use the offset command again. And select. And type 1.5. Enter for the offset distance. Select the line. Select a point here. Okay, enter. And if you like the trim, obviously we need to trim this again. One more time. Enter and enter. Okay. One of the things you can do, make it look like this, exactly like this. This is right in the middle. Okay, and then right in the middle, we're going to draw these lines. We need to line command, move your cursor over, find the midpoint, because that triangle tells me is a perfectly midpoint. Okay, and find the perpendicular line and enter. Okay, you can get closer using the thumb wheel, and it picks the midpoint again, and it picks perfectly perpendicular point on the line right across. Okay, and you can just pick another line and right around here. Actually, let's do a little bit math over here. This is 3.5 inches. So this is 1.75 inches. So half of it is 0.9 inches. So we can offset this on 0.9 inches and 0.9, and select this line and click here, and we're done. Okay. How do we enter the text? Text is very important. So in order to do text, we need to move our cursor over annotate, okay? And here we need to select multi-line text here. Click on it, okay? Multi-line text is a paragraph text, so you pick the upper left-hand corner of the paragraph and lower right-hand paragraph, okay? Now it has to be justification has to be selected as center justification, and perpendicular justification has to be mid-center, okay? Now we can turn the cap locks on, click on the cap locks on, and type company name goes here, so it's called our company is Fairfax High School. Fairfax High School. Okay, and when you're done, move your cursor over to close, hit text editor, close, and it's done. Do the same thing for the inside. The biggest box will include the title, the name of the drawing, the title. So for that, go to multi-line exit. Again, text, pick the upper left-hand corner, lower right-hand corner, and select the horizontal center. Justification is center, perpendicular justification would be the mid-center, okay? And we need to type here the title of the drawing, okay? And close, okay? Your name goes here, so it's designed by your name. And we need to do the same thing, but we have to change the size of the text, okay? So a multi-line text, and we're going to pick the upper left-hand corner, lower right-hand corner, and to change the size to I'm going to change it to 0.08 inches, okay? And again, middle justification, center middle justification, and then we're going to have to type design by. And that means you're going to put your name over here and close the text editor. Okay. I'm going to let it here, but I want you to finish pretty much everything. From what you learned here, I want you to complete this. Okay, the way it looks exactly looks this. And if there is nothing to fill in the box, put a dash here, and there's nothing. Otherwise, write the text. Okay, we don't leave anything empty boxes. So either there is dash or there's going to be text. And then when you finish your drawing, just call me so that I can give you feedback on it. Okay, if it is perfect, I'll give you A+. If it's errors, I want you to correct that. Okay, spelling errors also. So thank you for listening.